Imagine you're a kid and you just got touched, pause, and the first thing that they say is, nah, bro. Nah, the teacher touched you. They come to the teacher, you touched that kid, bro. Go teach math. Welcome back to the Stanley channel. Today is gonna be me, it's gonna be chat or no chat, and we are reacting to a video from the one, the only, the homie, LuvHilal, the invasion of predator teachers. Let's get into it, no bet.
Back when I was a child in high school, the most controversial thing that took place at my institute was a teacher being caught with, let's just say, graphic imagery of young individuals on his hard drives. Tons of it. Now, I did not have this instructor. A friend
Is this actually halal?
of mine actually did though, and they always told me like how shocking it was to find.
Whoa, this is baby halal. This is crazy.
And now this happened because that teacher was such a nice, cuddly, warm, amazing, good dude. Fast forward a little bit because I went to 2 different high schools actually, and in my other high school, a similar case happened, but except this time, the teacher had a real physical encounter with the student. And soon after that, I remember thinking, am I cursed? Do I have like cursed energy? Do I have the freaking 9-tailed fox inside of me? I don't know.
Nah, everything at my school was speculation. I made a couple story times about it. I can't say nor confirm that I seen these things and added to these behaviors. You get what I'm saying? However, I heard that, you know, both male teachers and women teachers had some type of encounters according to some of the student body that I have interacted with. It's crazy out here, gang. You don't know, bro.
In Kryptonite, I don't even know if that's how it works. I still gotta watch the Superman. Heard it was a good movie. But anyways, one of my middle school teachers actually had an entire wall with just a bunch of pictures of girls from the previous graduating class. Very, very fishy. Come to find out, I'm not actually cursed, and this is a very, very common experience. As a matter of fact, this happens so often that I ended up seeing an edit like a couple minutes ago about male teachers when it comes to being gay, a PDF, or being the greatest teacher you'll ever have. Because I guess being a PDF is that.
This is so much range though. Gay, PDF, or greatest teacher. You're not really leaving space for much else here. Like, what are the other options that aren't this?
Comment. And I'll let y'all see the edit because, you know, it's LeBron James. Hey! There are plenty of posts like this, which I might play some examples for you.
Using teacher, yes, I can either be male, PDF, or female. I don't know what that is. Yes, I hate my life. Yes, my students make fun of me.
Now, after seeing posts like the previous ones, I ended up thinking, how common is this actually? It is estimated that about 10% of students will experience educator misconduct by the time they graduate high school. The term...
It's a crazy time to have kids. 10%! Graduate high school. How many kids are in high school? Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick. Oh. Nigga. That's 170,000. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. That's disgusting.
Conduct is relatively broad and it encompasses a variety of behaviors including verbal, comments, jokes, exposure of parts, sharing wild images, crazy physical behaviors like touching, fondling, and all the, you know, extremely disgusting stuff. Which that means 1 in every 10 students will have reported some type of inappropriate incident. I don't know how big your classes were. In my schools, they were about 30 people per classroom, which means about every classroom, about 3 students will have had relations with a grown teacher. Now, some more interesting statistics regarding the studies. 11% of recent high school graduates have been victims. More specifically, 89% of the accused educators were males. 63% of incidents involved teachers, and 19% involved coaches and gym teachers.
Dang, they don't. Coaches and gym teachers don't count as male and females or some shit.
Coaches and gym teachers, bro. It was always gym teachers and like history teachers who were weird. I don't know. Something about them gym teachers. They be teaching us stretches and then they'll go to like the girl side. It was weird, bro. It was weird.
I'm not gonna lie though. My gym teachers, from what I know, were overly pedo. My gym teachers were overly pedo. I'm not gonna lie. They did start treating me a little bit different once I made the basketball team. They were treating me like a scrub beforehand. And then I made the basketball team, and they were kind of meat sucking a little bit. I fucked with it though. Wait, that might have been the problem. I see where things could get. Nah, but my gym teachers were overly like cracking the teachers. Real talk. Yo, my gym teachers were overly cracking other teachers, bro. I don't know if I'm leaking, but yeah.
Article I seen from Business Insider says that they conducted an analysis of 388 disciplinary records of educators accused of misconduct. Of the 388, only 166 contained evidence that administrators conducted a thorough investigation on. So
what was the principal doing? I'm sorry.
166 that they actually conducted an investigation on, only 4 of them were determined to be false accusations, which proves that false accusations don't happen nearly as much as, you know, actual real incidents, let's be honest. And out of those, 54 cases resulted in no disciplinary action. Not enough. We don't care. As the school board, we don't care. Principal, we don't care. 52 of them were reprimanded or briefly suspended. Brief suspension. My employee, my teacher, my colleague talked to some underage individuals. Don't do it again, all right? We'll see you next week. Make sure you have the lesson plan ready by Monday. Wow. That's a very harsh punishment. Cruel and unusual punishment, man. How dare you give them this much punishment? They shouldn't even been suspended at all, man. Obviously not. 10 were reassigned to new positions. Wow, what a PR move. You got caught in the act? God damn it, man. I like you, man. I liked you.
Imagine you're a kid and you just got touched, pause, and the first thing that they say is, nah, bro. Nah, the teacher touched you. They come to the teacher. You touched that kid, bro. Go teach math. No, that's messed up. No, that's messed up. No, that's messed up. Nah, bro, that can't be real, bro. I didn't even know that was an option. How as a teacher can you touch a student and then you just got to change your algorithmic of whatever you're doing, your arithmetic? How is that a possible thing, bro? That's crazy.
Okay. You can't be a teacher. You know what? You could be a TA, be the teacher's assistant. Or, you know what? Vice principal.
Crazy.
I like that. I don't like that. 120 were allowed to retire or resign. So they're just like, all right, bro, just go ahead and retire, bro. We're not going to prosecute you. Chilling with your feet kicked up, drinking a pina colada on the beach. 60 of them were terminated, and the remaining outcomes were not disclosed. AKA, they are all in the White House. Nah, I'm kidding. I don't know where they are. They're not disclosed. I don't know where they are. They're not disclosed. Brief intermission. If you're enjoying the video so far, please make sure you sub to the channel. We're on the road to 200,000 subscribers. Also, make sure you sub to the check channel right here. Hey, hello, we're at 29,000, almost at 30K. So it would be awesome if you sub to that channel as well. Should be linked in the description or pinned in the comment section down below. Some other crazy statistics in case you're already not on the same page as me. It was a 53% increase for SA cases and a 99% increase from R-word cases since 2016. It was found that only 6% of students actually officially reported the educator. So a lot of times students will go through stuff, and because they're young, because they don't know better, they don't really know what's right and what's wrong, or they just don't know how to go about it, or they don't have a trusted parent, guardian, or close friend group to really report this to. A lot of times it seems like these educators go scot-free. And this perfectly explains what I was talking about, because a man who's now 18 says that a teacher was abusing him for years, gave him alcohol, money, other gifts. And in the caption here, it says the misconduct began in 2021 when the boy was 14.
I already know what the captions are looking like. Oh, why would you snitch? Why can't it be mean? God, I see what you did for other. Get a grip. Get a grip, bro. Outgrow that, bro.
She was able to walk around free for an extra 4 years without actually getting reported. Some more important information that I do not want to forget to mention is that a lot of times when people are younger, minors, whatever, will wait from 3 to 18 years to actually report on said case, which is on average about a decade or so. Right. So a lot of times you see these percentages and they're really high, right? Like, oh, trust me when I tell you it's a lot higher than that, bro. Because add up all the ones that are undocumented, all the cases that are, you know, untalked about, the ones that are swept under the rug, you know, we keep it on hush mode. I wouldn't be surprised if you double it, give it to the next person, you know? That 1 out of 10 might really be like 2 to 3 out of 10. Is that crazy to say? Oh, by the way, that only counts like talking, touching, but if you want to count like cheese pizza or, you know, inappropriate imagery, that's probably a whole different other statistic that we didn't really combine into one. Also, the statistic that we read earlier was that this is mostly men, 89% to be exact, but I definitely did see a lot of like incidents in my schools with kind of suspect behavior coming from women teachers. If you're a girl, maybe you can relate, because I've seen it firsthand where it's like younger English teacher and she's like low-key flirting with the athletes while all
it be the English teachers, gang.
Also like talking down to the girls in the classroom. I don't know, it's like a weird dynamic. And recently I've been seeing an uprising in a lot of like women PDFs. For example, high school teacher is facing charges of having a relationship with a 16-year-old student. And
you know, I don't know if it's an uprising or if guys are being more aware that not all attention is good attention at a young age. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't feel like this was necessarily a thing that was understood generations ago. You get what I'm saying? It was always cool to get the older girl until the understanding of the implications of why this is a problem. You get what I'm saying?
Of course, in the comment section, where the hell were these teachers back in the day?
See?
3,000 likes, you know, just glorifying crazy behavior. But unfortunately, you're a dumbass who weren't raised properly by two loving parents, isn't very smart, is low IQ, and deserves to get smacked in the back of the head. This boy might have had the best day of his life, and this is a woman. Too pretty to be messing with kids. As if, like, you gotta be ugly to do it. Is it like, okay, if you're ugly, it's fine, but if you're pretty, you know, you can't. There's a married teacher in Florida who was accused of being with a 14-year-old in a classroom during lunchtime for an entire year. Yuck, yikes. And then married teacher accused of having relations with a student over 50 times faces 60 years with new charges. A broke kid in high school has more leverage than a grown bill-paying husband. Wow. 60 years for what? Giving him the best years of his life. Let's be real, the student hit the jackpot. And I feel like these people have never really had an encounter with PDF, because I know people, men who were involved with women who were older, and like they, one, regret it, and two, had trauma from it, bro. All these people were just glorifying it, being like, oh, big bro, he's so cool, he's so, you know, you're weird. And you also don't know what it's like, so why are you talking like that, bro? Do you understand how many undocumented cases go by every day? Day by
There's a complete lack of ability to take it serious. You get what I'm saying? Like, because they don't understand that not everything that you get from a woman's attention, no matter what age, is good attention, gang. Like, you could definitely be in a place where, as a guy, you were the one who was misled, the one who was used, the one who was played with a game, all types of things, where it doesn't feel like, you know, where it's inherently not a safe environment, and it's something that people aren't supposed to be doing to you. And people just don't get that. They don't want to take it serious.
Day, these people scoot underneath the rug, and this person is being reported with 60 years. Why do you think that's happening? Because he probably reported her. He was not having the time of his life. He was actually indoctrinated by society and told that he was supposed to like this, and then he found out this is wrong, and then he probably freaking reported it. Be wary. You never really know who's going through what and what's taking place unless you really know. But if you see suspicious behavior, please tell somebody something about it, bro. I didn't really understand what was suspicious, what was not, and what was normal and what was not. So I was like, okay, that's just how it is, I guess. This teacher is just freaking bending over in front of people because I guess this teacher just wearing this type of weird outfit just because, I guess. This teacher is being oddly nice to the athletes because I guess that's normal. And my freaking middle school teacher having a plaster of a bunch of girls on his wall who were all freaking 12 is all out of kindness, I guess. Now, as far as why this is happening, I don't really know too much. I have a couple inferences. To me, the immediate things that stand out about a teacher and a student, like the dynamic, is definitely like the power thing. You're looking up to, you know, the professor. As a professor, you know, you have all the control. So a lot of times the professor might feel that like dominance, as crazy as it is, and feel like they need to assert that dominance. Besides, I don't know, freaking teaching the math problem properly, okay? Be dominant there, bro. Be dominant in making sure your students get the proper education, okay? Be dominant during the lesson planning, okay? Make a good lesson. As a matter of fact, the amount of freaking teachers I had that couldn't teach a proper lesson actually is infuriating. Don't let me get off topic. The education system is pretty underpaying, correct? I'm guessing they don't really do proper screening a lot of times. And let's face it, bro. You know what a PDF's dream is? An institution full of young individuals in one place. You know what that is? School. Literally school. Of course they're gonna come and be like, yeah, I want to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher. I'm gonna teach the class. And secretly, you know, in their brain, they're like these, rubbing their hands and itching at the thought of, you know, being around people of that age. So naturally, of course, a place with a lot of, you know, young individuals, I'm thinking probably attracts, you know, people with that type of mindset. I also wonder if there has anything to do with like poverty. I feel like when it comes to crime in general, poverty plays a role, but when it comes to these type of crimes, I don't know if these are predominantly happening more in places that are low income or jobs that are low income versus people that are high income. I don't know if there's any correlation with that. I did find a Reddit post that says, why has there been such an increase in teachers students? Has it always been like that? Is it more common than I realized, or is it just some kind of increase in PDFs? It's always been that way. It's always been that way to an extent. A lot of the history was,
baby, it's always been that way. Baby, it's all been the same. Dang, it's always been that way. It's always been that way. Why don't I remember the lyrics for real? Shout out Bryson.
a race, but go digging and you'll find historical events of worst magnitude throughout the 20th century. I think that's probably true to an extent. It's probably always been that way to an extent. It's kind of interesting to know that, like, a lot of times people who go through these cases, they'll report them a lot later. Maybe it's been like that, and then those cases are being reported now. And then the cases from right now are going to be reported later. You know, I think parents have been
if the cases from right now are being reported later, bro, then I could only imagine, because we're looking at it right now like, dang, we're kind of getting an influence in shorty like PDS, bro. We're probably gonna get some crazy stuff years later.
Noticing it more going through their kids' phones. Teachers are not even supposed to be texting students. Yeah, a teacher having the student's phone number already
Always
is a
weird.
very high red flag.
Yeah.
Like, the only person I ever had in contact with was my coaches. Maybe it's in the news more. I graduated in 06 and 07. He apparently was giving his numbers to seniors until they graduated before hitting them up. I mean, he waited, but he still had to be attracted to them prior to turning 18. Yo, what the heck?
That's
He was
crazy.
putting in reservations. When that one comes off the grill, it's mine. 17 years old and 365 days. Oh, yo, that's actually crazy. And the fact that that's technically considered legal and he can't be prosecuted for that? No, you're disgusting. But
Yeah,
overall,
gross.
it seems like most people are saying that this is just a thing that's being reported more on now versus not really an increase, which is weird though, because the studies we did read, it did say that there was an increase. Man, this definitely feels like something that's happening more, and it feels like something that is happening in every single school. Like, bro, odds are you watch this video have had a teacher in your school doing the same crazy freaky activities, same way I have, same way another person watching the video probably has, and same way another person in this comment section is commenting right now. You know, I relate. The fact that this is happening so much is honestly crazy, and what can we really do about it? I don't know. If you see suspicious behavior, report it. Will be nice if freaking
Facts.
school boards, you know, did annual checkups or something. I don't know. I don't know what they do already to prevent it.
Annual
What that's gonna do
phone
for today's
scans.
video.
If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment twice. I agree with Halal. Make sure you stay away from these teachers, man. They be weird, bro. Please protect yourself, please. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Peace.